Damon, thank you for coming back. How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. No injuries, so it's good.
Man, you went in there and just took him out. What was the game plan?
I dealt with some injuries about 2 months ago, and like I was gonna wrestle heavy, like normal, do my normal thing, just because I saw some stuff on the cage I liked against him, and then once I, kind of hurt my chest a little bit, I hurt my pec. We switched it up and did a lot of lead hand stuff, a lot of feints, and the front kicks were there the whole camp. I just never really let loose with them. I kind of like hold them back against teammates, and it's just nice to go out there and have it all click.
And it's kind of like showing people that Damon Jackson is not just a grappler. Like, you got hands, you got kicks, you got everything.
Yeah, I might keep the nickname, man. I'm just, it's the labels get put on you when you're a wrestler like that because, people don't understand, like, you work your whole life to be a good wrestler. And so whenever they complain about someone taking someone down, you're like, you know how hard it is to take someone down and hold them down? It's not easy. So, like, there's definitely labels there for sure that don't need to be there. But as a fan, I know that people want to see that action all the time. And, it's just nice to, get out there and have it pieced together like that.
How does it feel to take out a top prospect like that?
I'm a top prospect, man. I'm one of big fights. I saw him as a good opponent for sure, and he had some hype because he had, he's on a 4-fight win streak, and that's not easy to do. But I'm on a 3-fight win streak before that fight. Now I'm on a 4-fight win streak. So I don't look at these guys as like they're above me. I just look at like everyone in my division is someone I can take out, and any day, anytime, someone can lose. So. I think you guys learned that, a few weeks ago when Usman, got taken out. It's just like anyone can lose anytime. So everybody's tough. Everybody's the number one contender.
You told me that you weren't impressed with the Daniel Gracie name. What'd you know that we didn't?
No, I wasn't trying to talk smack with him because he seems like a good dude, whatever. And the family's done so much with the sport. Just people start throwing names out there, and I'm like, okay, like my last name is Jackson. Like, what do you mean to say? Like, I'll smash you. Like, I don't care about your last name or whatever. And that's all I was getting at. I wasn't trying to talk smack. I was just talking to Pat in the back, man. He's just such a classy dude. I know he has to surround himself with some classy guys too, because he's just a good dude all around. So definitely, I was prepared, and I was half-assed scared about every little thing that I had to make sure that it was on point, because he's a game opponent for sure for anyone.
And obviously, it was a very big emotional win, heavy for you. Your brother passed away on Tuesday. Is that correct?
Yeah.
How can you kind of talk about it in the cage? But like, how was there ever a thought in your head to pull out?
No, I think just like going back to like 2 months ago, whenever I kind of tore my pec some way. If I wanted to pull out, I would have pulled out then. It never even crossed my mind. It's just he's been there for me like my entire career, and supported me from just fighting like local amateur shows to getting all the way to the UFC. He's been like a really big fan of me, and just been there for a long time and just done everything for me. And very unexpected loss. It's just I haven't got to see my family yet. I definitely want to get over there to them and just make this more reality, because I feel like it still hasn't kicked in, because I haven't seen anyone yet. I haven't been around my family yet. I haven't got to see them cry or anything. So it's definitely nice to get past the fight and have it turn out the way it did, and now I can kind of go on to being a normal human again.
Make it any special to you?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, just like taking a big loss like that right for the fight, and then to choose to take the fight and to choose to go out there no matter what emotions I had and just kind of like let loose like that. It was nice to, for it to follow through. And, I'm just glad it wasn't like a 3-round back and forth slugfest. I'm glad that, I didn't take a lot of damage or any damage. It's just, I'm ready to get back home, see my girls, man.
Congratulations on the win, and please go enjoy your family.
How did that go down? Like, it's obviously your team has your back, and you guys are very close.
Yeah.
And when you find that out, what are those conversations like about continuing and going on?
I didn't even tell anyone about it. I didn't tell anyone about it for a few days, because I knew that as soon as I started speaking about it, then I would make it more real and make it more just kind of like it would be kind of out of the question if I would have been around my family when all this happened. Luckily, I was here with Macy last week, and I was helping her get warmed up the whole week, helping her cut weight and do everything. So my focus was elsewhere. And then when I found it out, I had a choice. I could have went back home for a day and a half, or I could have just stayed here. And, I wanted to stay here and continue working on my weight cut and making sure that was good. And then when I found all that out, I just said, I'm not gonna call my mom, I'm not gonna call my dad. I'm just gonna keep my distance away, so it makes it feel like it's not real, because it still doesn't feel real yet. I just try to keep my distance until the fight, until I handle business, and then I can go back to being around my family and stuff.
And obviously, when you won, I don't know if you've seen the footage of your family just, being.
My family's always been number one for me. They've supported me back when this was just me watching it on The Ultimate Fighter. Watching Forrest Griffin and Stephen Bonner slug it out. My parents were freaking out when I said that I wanted to start fighting. My dad used to throw up before all my amateur fights, and some of my pro fights, he never got the hang of it. And just the support that my brother showed me, just is like, whenever you're a young fighter, you gotta sell tickets, you gotta find sponsors, you gotta tell everybody on social media that you have a fight and do all the nonsense. And him and my sister, they've done so much for me with my career, and they've always been happy with everything I've done. And it's just nice to somewhat pay tribute, with his nickname and stuff, just because it's something that meant a lot to him in high school, was his name for football.
Thank you for the fight and everything.
Hi, Damon, over here in front. I just want to know, did anybody, your coaches or family, try to talk you out of it?
No, just people know when I set my mind to doing something, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go all out. And I just people know how hard I train, so they don't question, if I'm ready for something or not, or if I can handle something emotionally. It's just there's no book to this. There's no written game plan to, get through, losing a brother, fight week like that. It's not easy for sure, but everybody supports me, and I think that that's the biggest reason why I have the confidence to come in here and fight tonight, was because I had so much support.
And I know, like you said, you haven't seen your family yet, so you don't really know, what the emotions are going to be like, in a few hours even. Do you kind of see yourself taking a little bit of a break to be with family, or do you want to get back in there right away to kind of distract yourself? Definitely
got to get back home and see everybody for a little bit. But, I think being in the gym is where I feel normal. And, I think that any time spent outside the gym would be negative. So, I would love to get back in there. I would love to get one more fight in this year. And, just kind of get back on track as soon as I can. Definitely.
Thank you.
About the pec tear, is that something that's going to need surgery?
I don't think so. I think that I've rehabbed it as much as I have, and I felt great tonight coming in. I had no second guesses for not taking the fight because of it. Initially, I did because there was some really bad bruising for about a month after. It was pretty bruised, and I was kind of worried at the time, and I wasn't able to wrestle the whole camp. So fighting Pat Sabatini with no wrestling is, that's a, recipe for disaster. So it was nice to have the timing. When I saw the timing, me and my coach were just talking about it in the back about how he level changes heavy on that lead foot and how he kind of opens his elbows a little bit. So having that, confidence to tag him from distance was, was key.
Did you feel the effects of the injury while you were in the cage?
No, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't. I would have. Yeah, I would. I didn't feel anything because I initially caught him with an uppercut or a hook or something afterwards, and my knuckle hurt a little bit, but it wasn't. I do real thin wraps. I don't do a lot of heavy wraps, so that's about it though. No injuries. Good.